I recently saw the Foo Fighters on their recent UK tour. Now, it's actually the 8th time that I have seen Dave Grohl and his mates play here in the UK. What has persuaded me to want to go and see the drummer from Nirvana 8 times, bearing in mind they've never played anywhere near my house. Okay, every time I've seen them, I've had to travel the length of the country, multiple days out of the business. I've had to stay in a hotel. The answer is retention first. This is the topic of my forthcoming book. I'm writing the book now. It's going to be coming out next year, 2025. And it's this idea that you can put your existing customers first. You don't go chasing new customers. You look after the ones you've got. The Foo Fighters, over 30 years, have slowly, gradually built up their fan base. If you start to like Foo Fighters, it's unlikely you're going to fall out of love with them. You're going to continue to like them. And that fan base has just grown and grown and grown. Now, when I saw them play, about halfway through, Dave says, right, put your hands up if you've never been to a Foo Fighters show. And about half the audience put their hands up. And I'm there going, my God, this is a band that's been going for 30 years. They've probably played to, I don't know, 5 million people a year. That's what, 150 million people have seen them live. And half of you guys have never seen them. This is your first experience. He said, put your hand up if you've been to multiple Foo Fighters gigs. The other half of the audience put their hand up. So half of that audience, it was their very first experience. But half of that audience were returning customers. And this is something that I track in my business a lot. New versus repeat customers. And time again, all I'm trying to do is increase the level of repeat customers. I'm not too bothered about the level of new customers because I know if I grow the repeat customers, the new customers will come. They will want to be part of this because if I'm building the repeat customers, I'm building something good. I'm building something that stands the test of time. I'm building a band that could last 30 years. Now, when you see a Foo Fighters gig, of course they play the hits. Of course you're going to hear all the tunes you know on the radio. But at certain points throughout the show, they fully acknowledges, hey, most of you guys in the audience here are not going to know this song. Okay, we are playing something obscure that 99% of you have never heard. This is for the old school hardcore fans only. And suddenly, yeah, you see a mass exodus to the bars and to the toilets as people suddenly think, yeah, don't know this song, I'm going to get a drink. Meanwhile, in an audience of 60,000 people, there's about 400 people who are just in their element because suddenly this is their favorite song. Oh my God, it's that B-side from 20 years ago. I love that song. They haven't played that song in 7 years. That's looking after your super fans. That's realizing that, yeah, you've got to go through the motions and you've got to, and I mean that with the greatest respect, going through the motions. When Dave did that whole, who's at their first time, he said, so what you're telling me is I've really got to work for it tonight. He said, let me tell you guys, I work for it every night, mother chuffers. And it's so true. Having seen them 8 times, Dave Grohl has never dialed it in. He's never half-arsed anything. From the very first time I saw him at a festival in 2007, he just gave everything to every audience, knowing that he makes a little pact with the audience at the end of every show. And here was the deal that he made with me at that last gig. He said, here's the deal. If you guys come back, we'll come back. If we come back, will you guys come back? And that is the deal you need to make with your customers. We will be there for you if you're there for us. If you're there for us, will we be there for you? That's putting retention first. That's putting existing customers' needs over the needs of new customers. Do not have new customer only offers. Let's have some existing customer only offers. Let's have something just for the old school hardcore customers.